Hello everyone, welcome to my channel eLearners, and I just hope you all are fine and healthy. And today's video is going to be interesting because I'm going to solve all the queries related to the IELTS exam. There are certain questions which are frequently asked by the students to me, and there are some doubts which students have related to the IELTS exam. So I have made a list of the questions which are asked to me, so I'll just answer one by one. So let's just start that. So there are two modules, one is academics and one is general training. Academics is made for those who are planning to go abroad for their study purpose, and whereas GT is for the people who are applying for permanent residence and work visa. So this is basically IELTS is taken for that, and your skills are evaluated. Further, IELTS is divided into 4 modules, that is listening, reading, writing and speaking. Next question is, student do ask that which is best, IDP or British Council. With my own experience, I can tell that there is no difference between IDP and British Council. Both are the partners and both have same guidelines, same question papers, because the paper is set by the Cambridge University, and IDP and British Council has nothing to do with it. You are given the same paper whether you are taking it from IDP or whether you are going to take the British Council paper. But I can tell you one thing, that both are same and both have same level of evaluation, both have same guidelines. So we cannot say that IDP is better or British Council is better, right? Both have same level of evaluation. Now next question is, which is asked by many people, that do they accept American English? So yes, they do accept American accent. English is spoken in so many different accents, so there is no problem and there is nothing to do with the accent. Provided your grammar is correct, your spellings are correct, and whatever you're writing, that is correct, information you are representing is correct, then there is nothing to do with the accent. Your accent, any accent is acceptable, and American also. And even the spellings which are different in American English and in UK English, even those are also acceptable. So there is nothing to do with the accent. Okay, so now let's move to the next question. All right, so this is a very general question which is asked by the students. They do ask that whether they can use pen in the exam, and obviously yes, you can use pen, but if I suggest that do not use pen in your exam, because you cannot correct your errors at the end of the exam by using pen. If you have written your answers in pencil, it would be very easier for you to erase it and correct your answers at the end of the exam, wherein when you are writing with the pen, it would become difficult for you, right? So my suggestion would be use only pencil to write your answers. And there is another question which is related to this thing only. People do ask that whether they can write in capitals. Yes, you can, and it is also very good habit to write in your answers in capitals. There are some words wherein you have to put the first alphabet of that word in capitals. So if you haven't mentioned that, if you haven't done that word in that alphabet in capitals, your answer will be marked as incorrect. So to avoid that error, it would be good if you use capital answers. Okay. So now next question is that, okay, people do ask that can they wear watch in the exam? So I would say unfortunately not. Next question is that, is the test for all the modules is taken on the same day or not? So obviously not. Your speaking is held on some other day, and wherein your all the other modules like speaking, writing, listening and reading, they are held on the same day, but speaking is given on another day, and it's just of 10 to 15 minutes duration. So there is nothing to worry that you have to take your speaking test on the same day. You just have to take your reading, listening and writing on the same day, but speaking on any other day. Okay, so next question is, how many times can I take IELTS exam? So there is no restriction. Yes, restriction was there some years ago. It was there that if you have taken exam once, you have to wait for certain months. So there is no restriction in that. You can take as many exams you want to take. So there is no restriction. Okay. So last question related to IELTS is that, what is the difference between GT and academics? There's a difference in reading module and the writing module. Listening is same for the GT and academics, but in writing module, in GT there is task 1 is letter and task 2 is essay. In academics, task 1 is a graph. It can be horizontal, vertical, it can be a diagram and other type of graphs, but it is different from that of GT. So in academics there is a graph and an essay, and in GT there is a letter. Letter can be formal and informal, and an essay. Okay, so there is a difference in reading also. In academics you are given 3 paragraphs, but in GT there are 4 to 5 paragraphs. So the next questions are related to the test result information, and the first question is that how long it takes for the result. Your result comes within 13 days when you have taken the exam. So after 13 days you get your results in your hand, and the result is announced online, but your TRF can be delivered to you within 10 to 20 days. So next question is that how long is the IELTS result valid? So presently it is valid for 2 years. The date from which you have taken the test. Okay, so next question is that student ask, can they get their results re-evaluated? So yes, you can get them re-evaluated, and by paying a little fee you can get all your 4 modules re-evaluated in which you are not satisfied. So this is an option given to you by IDP and by British Council, that if you are not satisfied with your results, you can get them re-evaluated or rechecked. Okay, now let's just start with another questions which are related to the computer based test, and this is also called as CBT. People do ask that whether they should opt for the pen paper based test or for the CBT. So I would say that if you are tech savvy, you are good at using computer, you can definitely opt for the online test, that is computer based test. And if you are not really very confident and you are not comfortable in using computer, so you can opt for the pen and paper based test. Okay, so the next question is there any difference in CBT and pen and paper based? There is no difference in these two exams. The little difference is that in pen paper based you have to write with the pen or the pencil, or in CBT you just have to type the answers in the computers. So that is the only difference in CBT and pen paper based. Rest is up to you, that in which you are comfortable you can take that test. Yes, there is one difference, that it's not in the exam, it is in the results, that if you are taking the CBT exam you will get your results within 5 to 7 days, wherein if you are taking pen and paper based test you will get your results after 13 days. This is the only difference. And one more difference is there, which is in listening. What happens in pen and paper based test, you get 10 minutes extra at the end of the audio to transfer your answers from the question booklet to the answer sheet. In the CBT, you have to, when you are listening to the audio, you have to simultaneously write your answer or type your answers on the computer screen. So that is the difference. And since you have typed all the answers on the computer, you do not get extra time at the end of the examination of listening. So at the end of the listening exam, you just have 2 minutes to recheck your answers, wherein in pen and paper based you get 10 minutes. So this is the only difference you are going to face in CBT and pen and paper based. Otherwise there is no difference. Reading is same, even your questions are same, pen paper based questions and your CBT questions are same, pattern, everything is same. So there is nothing to worry about that. That's all for today, and I have tried my best to answer all the queries which are related to IELTS. I know most of you have taken the exam before and you must be knowing all the things, all the queries about IELTS, but I have met many people who are really beginner in this field and they do not even know the I of IELTS. So this video was especially for the beginners who are struggling with all these doubts. So I hope I have answered all your queries in this video, but still if you have any other doubts, if you have any other questions, please do mention in the comments. You can also mail your queries to my email which I have mentioned in the description box. I would be really very happy to answer your queries. Hope you would have enjoyed this video. Thank you.